The BASN Tempos are a pair of earphones that are designed for noise isolation and good bass delivery. The main purpose of such headphones is to be used in loud noise environments, such as on music stages. Of course, with good noise isolation comes a higher price tag, and the Tempos, with the optional volume control remote, are available for about $60 or euros, depending on the retailer and area you're buying them from. The Tempos are available in several versions, which means several prices depending on what you get. In terms of design, you have a choice of either a blue or red casing for the earphones. Both versions are semi-transparent. You can also get a version of the Tempos with both colors. Basically, one earphone is red and the other is blue. I suppose that way you can know pretty fast which one is the right and which one is the left one. The included cable is pretty long. The actual length is approximately 130 cm, which is quite long when you think about it. The cable also features a dark texture, which is also semi-transparent, just like the headphones. Basically, you sort of get a view of the internal wires inside, and it does add a bit of a unique look to the whole package. An interesting feature of many BASN earphones is the possibility of removing the cable and replacing it with something different. The Tempos use a 2-pin gold-plated connector for making the connection between each earphone and between each end of the cable. This is important if, for example, the factory 130 cm long cable is too long for your needs, or if you just want something that looks different and matches your shoelaces. One thing to note is that the cable that is included with the earphones has multiple features, starting with the inline remote. The remote itself has an integrated microphone which has adequate sound quality, and of course, because you pay more for this variant of the cable, it has volume buttons on one side. Unfortunately, while you can change the song forwards and backwards and also control the volume, you can fast forward the song. That function is not present in any way, shape or form, which is rather strange as this has been a feature of earphones since the dawn of mankind. Going back to the earphones, the sound quality is very good, and that is thanks to the dual hi-fi dynamic drivers. These have an impedance of 18 ohms and a sensitivity of 93 decibels with a maximum input power of 5 milliwatts, which is, if you can convert it to simple watts, is 0.005 watts. Just in case you were curious and decided to complain that I didn't say so, here you go. When we talk about ergonomics, you have to understand that there are many factors that come into play. The shape of the earphones and of course the weight of each earphone individually. Anyway, the Tempos are comfortable and you will get used with the shape of the casing. In addition, the cable endings that connect to the earphones are flexible and will maintain their shape once bent. So most of the weight of the earphones is going to be taken care of by the cable itself. Still speaking about ergonomics, BASN has decided to include 9 types of ear tips pairs, so you have plenty of choices and no excuses to not have a very good fit. And suddenly, the BASN Tempos don't really look that expensive anymore, as both the build quality and the accessories included could have easily made the Tempos 20% more expensive. The overall sound quality is good, with deep bass and great sound isolation. However, having a stronger bass comes with a disadvantage. The high and mid-range frequencies are lacking a bit, especially in songs that switch from bass to mid-range frequencies often. This can be fixed to some extent with a software program such as an equalizer. However, they should have come from the factory with a bit less bass. It is not a serious flaw, however, you will notice it especially if you come from a more balanced pair of headsets or earphones. The noise isolation is working very well, and truth be told, the Tempos are advertised as in-ear monitor headphones, so they do that with ease. In fact, the sound isolation is so good that I have to warn you about it. These earphones are not suitable for usage on the street or in any situation when hearing something from the outside is important. These are to be used on an airplane trip or on a stage. The BASN Tempos are a pair of in-ear monitors, earphones, that deliver what they promise, a good sound isolation with good sound quality, albeit a stronger than needed bass. The fit and finish of these earphones is also very good, with 3D printed resin earphone casing and a detachable cable. The price is certainly appealing, especially when compared with other noise isolating earphones that may or may not be as good or offer as many accessory and customization possibilities. It also depends on your preference in terms of not only sound quality but also noise isolation and ergonomics. The Tempos, however, are a good pair of earphones.